band that writes a song, Teenage Suicide, Don't Do It.
These guys were.
That's the band right there, that shirt. They're the band that made that goofy song, Teenage Suicide. Oh, just one more thing to make your day suck.
The Westerberg suicides were tough on all of us. But we shared the pain of listening to three very popular songs.
Yeah.
I came into the cafeteria, asked them to hold hands.
Hey, isn't that flake we met at the open house?
In a burst of cleansing synchronicity, TV cameras happened onto our path and captured this synchronicity, this emotional outpouring of emotion.
Outpouring of emotion?
Ah, look, there's Heather.
And there's Heather. Were you, Veronica?
Before a teenager decides to kill himself, there are certain facts that he should know. After all,
I was just gonna
this
say.
is a decision that affects all of us. And there's
That
only
poor
one
girl's
chance
really trying to
get
do
it
it.
right.
Aw.
I'm sure she got some money for this movie, though.
Getting some supervision.
Turn that back on.
Can't you see these little programs are eating suicide up with a spoon? They're making it sound like it's a cool thing to do.
Are you trying to tell me it is not a time for troubled youth? Stand up straight.
All
Maybe
we
this
want
is
is to
an
be treated like human beings,
anti-Illuminati movie.
not to be experimented on like guinea pigs or patronized like bunny rabbits.
I don't patronize bunny rabbits.
Treated like human beings? Is that what
Patronize
you
bunny
said,
rabbits.
Little Miss Voice of a Generation? Just how do you think adults act with other adults? You think it's all just a game of doubles tennis? When teenagers complain that they want to be treated like human beings, it's usually because they are being treated like human beings.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I
that
guess
made
it's
a
the
lot of
wrong
sense.
time to be a human being.
Well, you'll live.
oh, yes, nice one.
Huh.
Pate?
Want some pate?
Hi, everybody. Door is open. Veronica, have you heard? We were doing Chinese at the food fair when it comes over the radio that Martha Dump Truck tried to buy the farm. She belly flopped in front of a car wearing a suicide note.
Is she dead?
No, that's the punchline. She's alive and in stable condition. Just another case of a geek trying to imitate the popular people of the school and failing miserably. Is that pate?
It's so twisted.
Yeah, that's like how she truly is.
I said I was
Yeah.
sorry.
She's
You were
super
out of
evil
control.
in
I
real
mean,
life.
Heather and Kurt were a shock,
she?
but Martha
Yeah.
Dump Truck?
Well, I mean,
Get crucial. She dialed
allegedly
suicide
really hard
hotlines
to
in her
work with, like,
diapers.
all through the years.
Oh,
not
yeah,
funny.
right. Like 90210, right? They'd
Yeah,
all like.
very prima
Martha
donna.
couldn't take the heat, so she got out of the kitchen. Just think what a better place this world would be if every Nimrod followed her cue.
Shut up.
Nimrod.
Hot Probs is on.
Oh,
Nimrod,
shit,
that's
yeah.
good point.
I mean, like, Skipper's okay, but still, sometimes I feel like I'm on that island and
How
feel
much
like it
better
just
would this
goes
world
to
be
it
if every
sometimes.
Nimrod followed
well,
Q and
dude,
killed themselves?
Just remember, you know, if it
All the
wasn't for the
different
courage of the
iterations,
fearless
it would
crew,
be a better world.
the
Yes.
minnow
Yeah,
would be
no kidding.
lost, and you are too.
Does he have like a dude with horns on
Next
the picture?
call.
That's
That
weird.
sounded like a
Hey,
good one.
you've got
Look
the
at these big old
dog.
horns on this guy's picture.
My name is Heather. No, it's not Heather.
Oops.
No, it's Madonna. Jeez, no, not that.
Hey, babe. I need a name.
Hot probs. Oh my god.
My name is Tweety.
Mockingbird cage programming.
Tweety?
Symbolism.
Ooh, tweet.
There you
God
go.
has cursed
Yes.
me, I think.
Caged.
The last guy I had sex with killed himself the next day.
Like they're not gonna figure out who she is.
Failing math. My whole life is a mess. I was supposed to be captain of the cheerleading team.
She knows we listen to this show.
Holy shit, we'll crucify her.
But my parents are
Evil.
divorced and stuff.
Evil.
Heather told everyone about Heather. Yes, dear diary, I've cut off Heather Chandler's head and Heather Duke's head has sprouted back in its
That's how it
place like
works.
some mythological thing my 8th grade boyfriend would have known about. Heather's even doing the old note trick. I've seen JD's way. I've seen Miss Pauline Fleming's way, and nothing has changed. I guess that's Heather's way. And Jesus, what about JD? I can't get him out of my head. Wait, where's Heather going?
Did she really write that?
Where's Heather going?
She's going to cry.
Child protector caps.
Save the day!
Oh, where's she going?
You see the chalkboard says due process?
Yes.
Due the process.
What are you trying to do, kill me? What are you trying to do, sleep?
Yep.
Suicide is a private thing.
Heather, you're throwing your life away to become a statistic in the U.S. A today. Now that is about the least private thing I can think of.
What about Heather and Kurt and Ram?
Someone jumped off a bridge with you.
They didn't commit suicide.
Probably. Now, if you were happy every day of your life, you wouldn't be a human being, you'd be a game show host.
What do you say we knock off early, buy some shoes, something lame like that?
Let's go shopping. That fixes everything.
So it's come to this. Heather Chandler did polls. I want you to do a petition as a favor. As the favor.
See, this makes you think
heard
like
of the
someone was
group
pulling
Big
the strings
Fun,
behind her or something.
That's right.
That's
Teenage
what I'm
suicide.
saying.
Don't do it.
All right. Some teeny bopper rag
What do you mean,
says
but
that
behind?
like
Pulling the
a
strings
prom.
on this chick, like it
You know, it
almost
could be
was
Westerberg if we
pulling
get
the strings
everybody's
behind the
John
first chick.
Hancock.
She just
I'll get
was.
right on it, Coach. Oh,
Just existed
a
ahead
little
of
gift
it.
for you. I won't be needing it.
Right. I can definitely see that. Right, it like diminishes the first.
It's so 80s, just sign and bubble gum.
Yeah, that was nasty. Wait, what are they signing?
It's a petition. We got to go back and listen. I missed it. I forgot it's a
Heather?
petition for something.
Veronica,
No pricing again.
I should have
I'm
saved
stoked,
it.
girl. I've gotten everyone to sign this petition. Even the ones who think Big Fun are tuneless Eurofags. People love me.
I guess they get the
No,
band
you
there. or
haven't
something.
signed yet.
People love you, but I know you. Jennifer Forbes told me the petition she signed was to put a hot tub in the cafeteria. And Doug Hilton
Like
said...
that.
Some people need different kinds of convincing than others. Look, just sign the petition,
like the
okay?
Democrats.
Don't talk
Yeah.
to me like that, okay?
Yep.
Look, if
We're
it's
gonna
JD's
give you
idea.
free health care.
He made out this and
Sign
signed
the
everything.
petition.
Everyone's gonna have to pay
it.
for it like car insurance for the rest of their lives.
No.
Here or not.
Yay, free.
Jealous much?
Yeah. No, it's free though.
Whoa,
Heather,
that's
why
the
can't you
place.
just be
Oh,
a
she's
friend?
straight
Why
wax
are you
on
such a
there.
bitch?
Because I can be.
never.
Veronica, why are you pulling my dick?
Hard to argue with that.
Do you really think if Betty Finn's fairy godmother made her cool, she would still hang out with her dweebette friends? No way, Veronica.
Bill's shoulder pushed.
Want to go out tonight?
Oh,
Catch a
he's-
movie, some miniature golf?
See, he's causing chaos so that she'll lead him back.
Thinking more along the lines of slitting Heather
He's
Duke's wrist
Soros.
open,
He's
making
George
it look like a
Soros.
suicide.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Get it,
I
get
could be up
each
for that.
everyone's ear.
I've already
Friggin'
started
have them
underlining
fight with each other.
passages
Yep.
of a copy of Moby Dick.
Pick up
On
the
both
scrap.
sides.
I knew you'd be back, Veronica. I knew it. I was positive. Sure.
I'm not back.
It's over, JD. Over. Grow up.
Don't think it's
I
over.
don't get it. I mean, you were wrong. I was right. Strength. Come on, come back.
Uh-oh. George Soros doesn't like it when he doesn't get his way.
Hey, yeah, you might want to run.
Yes?
Your friend Jason Dean stopped by. He seemed very concerned about you. He said that he thought you might try to kill yourself.
Uh-oh.
You have been depressed lately. He left this for you.
She's gonna Epstein herself.
Yeah.
Get Arkancided.
Oh my God.
Oh, he can write.
Oh, he has
He
her
said that we
handwriting
should
down.
keep you away from sharp objects,
That's dark.
closed garage doors, chemical substances, prescription drugs.
Where'd she go? Yikes. It's gotten dark. A little darker.
That was even possible.
One eye. She had a shadow over her eye.
Did you?
She did, yeah. The shadow of the doll was over her eye. And it was 7 o'clock. She had a little clock next to her.
I didn't even see that.
To neither love nor reverence wilt thou be kind.
Through the window again.
And even for hate thou canst but kill. And all are killed. I like it. It's got that, what a cruel world, so let's toss ourselves in the abyss type of ambiance, huh? Come on. It's Heather's copy of Moby Dick.
Gotta be freaked out.
Heather read Moby
Why don't
Dick.
you give it a try, huh? Underline something.
Get off of my bed, you psycho. You think you're a rebel? Do you actually think you're a rebel? You're not a rebel. You're fucking psychotic.
You say tomato, I say tomato. Hold it. Eskimo. Look at that. That's one word. I love it. I usually go for the whole sentence myself, but this is perfecto. Eskimo, you know, it's so, mysterious. Eskimo.
Guy's losing it.
I don't know what that means.
I know. Yeah. It's cold.
But I see a checkerboard floor. Freemasonic checkerboard floor.
Gee, you are not even listening to me.
Nag, 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 nag!
That knife is filthy.
What do you think I'm gonna do with it? Take out her tonsils?
Excuse me, I think I know Heather a little bit better than you do. If she was gonna slit her wrist, the knife would be spotless.
All right, how's this, huh? Can you see your f***ing reflection in
I
the
just
thing?
remember watching this when I was younger, and I was like, when does it stop? Like, they're just gonna keep
Someone
going.
else is just gonna move into her place.
They're gonna be the only
That
two
person
left
could be me.
in school. Like, yeah, nothing to see here.
Now school's a nice place.
Hey, yeah.
There's only one of us who knows how to do Heather's handwriting, and if you think I'm gonna write another suicide note, you're wrong.
You don't get it, do you? Society nods its head at any horror the American teenager can think to bring upon itself. Nobody's gonna care about exact handwriting. Nobody will.
Right?
Yeah. It's a little telling, you know, saying that they'll go with anything you give them.
Yeah. They'll just
Sucks.
Life sucks. It's done.
It's perfecto. Jesus. Yeah, I've got a meaningfully marked up Moby Dick. What else does a suicide need, huh? Now, if you'll excuse me.
And it's getting more and more personal.
Yeah, seriously.
First it's Drano, and then it's a gun, now it's a knife.
When he had the knife and he went nag, 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 it reminded me of, you ever see Overly Attached Girlfriend?
Can you pause it for a second? What was it called?
It's a YouTube channel, Overly Attached Girlfriend. You ever see that meme with the girl? It's like,
Yeah,
whatever.
where she's like talking about, I think she's actually talking about stalking somebody too.
right, yeah, that's the whole joke. She has a knife and she's like, nag, nag, nag. So I wonder if that's what that
Yeah,
goes.
maybe they got it from this.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, there you go, inversion. As about
Eskimo.
He's wearing like Hawaiian clothes now.
Heather Duke underlined a lot of things in this copy of Moby Dick. But I believe the word Eskimo
It's a dream.
underlined
yeah,
all
right.
by itself. is the key to understanding Heather's
3D
pain.
glasses, that's
On the
interesting.
surface, Heather Duke was the
the red light.
vivacious young lady we all knew her to be.
Red light, the church seems
But
evil.
her soul was in Antarctica,
Wearing like lab clothes. Oh no, they're
freezing
wearing
with the
fire.
knowledge of the
With
way
their
fellow
armband, black and
teenagers
white.
can be cruel, the way that
weird.
parents can be unresponsive.
It's almost like
And
programming,
as
like
she
TV
writes
programming.
so eloquently in her
They just sit
suicide
there and
note,
they eat
the
up
way that
tea or
life can
whatever.
suck.
Yeah,
The way that
totally
life can suck.
We'll all
transfixed on
miss
it.
Sherwood's little Eskimo.
And 3D glasses is like a TV
Let's
movie
just
thing.
hope she's rubbing noses with Jesus.
Is this turning out police or what? Had at least 70 more people
Eskimo
at my
kiss.
funeral.
Eskimo.
There you go.
Heather?
God, Veronica. My afterlife is so boring.
She looks like a...
If I have to sing Kumbaya one more
Yeah,
time,
she looks
what are you
like from
doing
the
here?
Monsters, the wife from the Monsters.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I think they made Monster High clothes
Spaghetti.
after that outfit right
Lots
there.
of oregano.
I don't know what that is.
That's a girl's doll.
Oh,
Veronica, dinner!
Trippy dream, Veronica. Trippy. I like how they're worried. They have to watch out for her to see, make sure she's not suicidal, but she goes up to her room for herself for hours. By herself.
right, yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Just keep her away from sharp objects and prescription
Dear
drugs.
diary, last entry. No one can stop
The
JD.
last entry, how
Not
does she
the
know that's
FBI, the CIA, or the
I mean,
PTA.
just go
Her
out.
room
He once
predictive
told me that the
programming.
extreme always makes an impression. Well, now it's my turn. Let's see how the son of a bitch
I wonder
reacts
if
to a
Jim Acosta
suicide he
has a
didn't
diary that's
perform
like this.
himself.
Wait, what did you say?
Jim Acosta, I wonder if his diary sounds like this.
Oh, God.
Because Mark Dice always makes fun of him by doing Dear Diary. And he gets really mad about it.
I gotta watch that. But you really haven't heard much from Acosta lately.
No, yeah, he's been out of the picture, hasn't he? It's weird. Different
Heck,
years.
my lord.
Oh, he's at
I
her
wasn't
window. She knew he was
expecting
coming
that.
from that dream. They didn't keep her away from the red handkerchief.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been red. It's
I
fine.
was teasing. I loved you.
That would have been,
Sure, I was coming
Yeah,
up here to tell you.
Telling.
yeah.
First, I was gonna try and get you back with my amazing petition. It's a shame you can't see what our fellow students really signed.
What they really signed. There we go.
All right, listen. We students of Westerberg High will die. Today, our burning bodies will be the ultimate protest to a society that degrades us.
Oh my gosh.
You all.
Too close to like reality.
It's not very subtle,
Yeah.
but neither's blowing up a whole school now, is it?
Oh,
Think about your suicide pacts, huh? When our school blows up tomorrow, it's gonna be the kind of thing to infect a generation.
Oh, he's gonna fight club the
It's
school?
gonna be a Woodstock for
He's
the
gonna
80s.
blow it up. That's why they couldn't make this today. Too much of that.
Yeah.
Damn it, Veronica.
See, they're getting you ready for it, though.
Yeah.
We could have
Well, Bill
toasted
Cooper warned
marshmallows
about that in
together.
91. What's this, 89?
Yeah. Yep.
What does she want, a written invitation? Veronica, dinner!
I like how they light candles at dinner time.
Veronica!
Yeah, that was weird.
I should have let you take that job at the mall. It was just that I was afraid of you coming home late at night, and
That's messed up, man. Well, I know she wasn't trying to get her mom.
What's up, Mom? What's the matter?
Hey, Bob. I need some help with my homework.
Not right now, Tiger. I'm a little busy.
Hey. Yeah.
Weird relationship.
Oh, when he saw his pops bring down the building, he knew he could get the dynamite.
Yeah. Just get it from Dad.
Oh, get it from Dad.
Veronica! JD told me you committed suicide last night.
Where is he? Where's JD?
Well,
we have to talk.
So
whether to kill yourself or not is one of the most important decisions.
But I didn't really kill myself.
Get a job.
Those old headphones. I had those headphones.
Yeah, I feel like everyone did. That's great. We're talking about, I mean, this guy went from killing random people to about to commit mass murder.
Yeah, including himself.
Talking about peak, that escalated quickly.
And he's carrying around a bag that just doesn't look normal at all, but nobody's thinking anything.
Yeah. Pull the fire alarm.
That worked too well. She's got a face up. We gotta have a face-to-face showdown.
I like it.
Because the fire alarm wouldn't be like a dramatic ending. We gotta have drama.
Yeah.
She's gotta have one final notch in her belt for kills. Red light.
See the red.
Bathed in red. Someone's dying. The snapping is interesting in the background. It's like a scary song sound. Now it's not doing it. It did it a second ago.
He's got the timers down and everything. This guy's
he's knowing
a
this
regular
stuff.
terrorist.
He didn't have to get it off the internet. His own dad knew. His shirt is black and white. It's got to mean something. It's just black and white. Who cares? It's all means the same thing. Oh, he set the fire alarm for her. Oh no, that was the bell ringing. Didn't she just walk out? Yeah. Oh, I know. It's a pep rally.
Where's everybody going?
It's Friday.
Another damn pep assembly.
Yeah.
He rigged up the
these
bleachers.
things get pretty artificial, but at least you get out of class.
Rodney, what's underneath the gym?
Boiler room.
The boiler room.
May I see your hall pass?
Hang on, just a second. I gotta go.
Okay. That was a cool pause. Right there. Fade to black, fade to red. I haven't played this in a long time. That was fair.
Well, it's right there. I mean, it's in the same building.
How convenient. Look at this is like a perfect pause right there.
Yeah, because it's on the stairs, you know, like the ascension stairs.
Yeah. Heaven's about to bring down the wrath of God.
Yeah, get him.
That noose was too loose.
Some red light.
I mean, Noose too loose.
Yeah.
God damn you.
Like father, like son. A series is
That's a
bomb
big
in the
ass
boiler
gun.
room to set off a pack of thermals upstairs. Okay, let's start by putting the bomb down on the ground. I knew that. I knew that. Okay, put your hands on your head.
She's
Didn't say Simon Says.
I'm like, yeah, you're too close.
Yeah.
Good night. Oh, Kitty. Visit.
Oh, let me see.
Pep rally, something I never attended ever.
Really? We had to attend them.
Oh, I think I was supposed to, but I'd like to find a door to sneak out of, and they'd try to put teachers at the doors because they didn't lock the doors back then. They'd have doors, but I'd find one.
That's awesome. Yeah, my high school too. We just left.
Yep.
Go like smoke in the woods or cut class or leave. My high school.
Yep, park.
Nope.
You know, park next door to this one.
That's good.
It's weird. Probably so weird.
Yeah.
It's blue. It's her time. My time now. I got the blue.
Cause I got the blue.
She doesn't even know.
It's such I feel like every stone, everyone is doing every other drug in movies is like normal. Everyone smokes a joint and is like, sure am I. It's like, you guys ever.
Last makeout session. She's like
Kind of a lunatic. This is like the teenage angst version of the end of Commando.
Nobody can hear it though because of the thundering pepper. Such good planning on this.
Perfect. Yeah. Obligatory
Nerds and cool people together as one. We finally had unity. All it took was a pep rally. We didn't need to die.
At least in the 80s when they forced sex, it was like chicks. Now it's like every freaking movie's like dudes kissing.
I know. It's gross. And they're probably
Seriously.
going,
You think just because you started this thing, you can end it?
that's a little
I'll kill you all. I'll kill you, I swear to God. How do I turn off the damn bomb, asshole?
Fuck you!
What do they say? Charge a gun, run from a knife?
These sadistic people hate it when you actually
All
hurt
over,
them.
JD. Help me stop it.
Yeah.
I guess you can't.
You want to clean the slate as much as I do. Right. So maybe I am killing everyone in the school. Nobody loves me. Let's face
Talk
it,
about being
right?
typecast.
The only place different social types can genuinely get along with each other is in heaven.
Which button do I press
So
to turn
people
it
that
off?
mass murder are benevolent. Yeah, that's a good message.
Seriously, people are gonna look at the ashes of Westerberg and say, now there is a school that self-destructed not because society didn't care, but because the school was society. It's pretty deep, huh?
Which red button?
press the middle button to turn it off. That's what you really
better
want.
pick one quick.
You know what I want, babe?
He's telling the truth.
What?
Oh, he stabbed it and that's somehow
Cool guys like you out of my life.
Are they all connected or something?
Oh, damn.
He stopped it by stabbing it. It's not that good of a bomb, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it works that way.
It's just
But,
stab it. Over. Hey, I save all of humanity. Because this is society. It's not over yet.
A microcosm of the world.
Ain't over yet.
Color me impressed. You really fucked me up pretty bad, Veronica.
Probably likes her more now.
Yeah, he's impressed. You were supposed to die.
You got power.
You got
Power I didn't think you had.
Maybe you should have tried to kill her then.
Slate is clean.
I guess that's not attached to the other ones.
Yeah. He ruined all her clothes, so she has to go steal some now.
And I did blow up the school.
Makes you feel better.
All the schools. Now that you're dead, what are you gonna do with your life?
Oh, lunchtime pull. Have a cigarette, baby. Oh, put yourself in the Jesus pose, because that's just not mockery.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Did I stab it again?
He hit himself in the side like don't you?
I'm a martyr, look at me.
Yeah, there is kind of like a hubristic trying to make him almost the good guy. Not the good guy, but like...
Yeah. Oh, I know. He took himself out. And I'm a martyr. I'm taking one for the team.
Yeah. He even smoked the rest of her cigarette for her.
Yeah, he lit her cigarette for her.
Yeah.
See, she's got some new bad habits, though. She's a murderer and a smoker. She wasn't a smoker before.
Look, this is her Beetlejuice.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, hey, that's two people from Beetlejuice in this movie.
Veronica, you look like hell. Yeah, I just got back.
Got back from there.
Veronica, what are you doing? Heather, my love, there's a new sheriff in town.
She's got a weird accent.
Yeah, right? Well,
Hey, Martha. My date for the prom kind of flaked out on me. I was wondering if you were doing anything that night. Maybe we could rent some new releases.
Flaked out, all right.
Pop some popcorn.
I'd like that.
That's allegedly a female, but you never
So
know.
would I.
You know, I didn't want to say nothing, but I thought it was dude for the first time. And then like halfway through the movie, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You use like her or she.
And then Heather went off with her zebra sex kitten bag.
Yeah.
And that's the end. So now, should we do?
It's actually a really awesome movie.
Should we do like a follow-up? What does it all mean?
I think definitely at the end there, just all throughout, it's kind of like did try to make him like, oh, like he's good, like he's taking out bad people, and they, and this is the microcosm of society, and I'm gonna send them all to heaven. Meanwhile, this guy's like a lunatic,
Yeah. Which would definitely apply to society, because Luciferians believe in the duality of the demiurge, which is what the god of we believe being the bad guy, and Lucifer is the good guy, and that the demiurge put us in prison on earth, and Lucifer is trying to give us the knowledge of that understanding, and that when they come back together again, we can all ascend, and we don't have to even wait for that. We can ascend now if we live in the duality of things and bring the yin and the yang together, and the black and the white. And
so they're actually saving us by creating ultimate chaos and awfulness, and ruining people's heads. It's so full of crap.
Yeah,
they can say all they want. They're just experimenting on society. They're saying, oh, let's push this trend now, and then just freaking doing this. Let's do this.
Yep, and look at how much better Veronica is after all that. Now she's not trying to be popular anymore, and she's going back to being friends with the nerds and hanging out with Martha Dump Truck, and
yeah,
it ends with just solidarity.
Well, that's total solidarity, and it just just blurring the lines of good and bad, like you're saying, like the friggin' what was the one just came out, like the Avengers, which I love all those movies, but the whole plot of the last Avengers, spoiler if you haven't watched it, is that to save the galaxy, Thanos has to kill half the population of every world. And it's funny, I watched it a few of my friends, and at the end my friend Stephanie was like, oh, he actually makes a lot of sense, and I was like, that's the point of the movie. That's
predictive programming.
He's the bad guy, of course, and they defeat him, but they get that message out. They just plant that seed. They always plant the seed.
Well, specifically Barbara Marx Hubbard, and I always remember her name because the L. Ron Hubbard guy, who is the Scientology starter. Well, I believe she was his wife, but she said that when she was running for vice president, like in the 80s, like around this time, she was saying that we want the population down below 100 million, or no, 500,000. They want it down below 500,000, and that means that 6.8 billion people on the earth, how many people they'd have to kill to get down to 500,000. And she actually said, well, it's not your job to do it, it's our job.
Wow. What's her name again? Hubbard?
Barbara Marx Hubbard.
That's so creepy. Imagine actually thinking that and speaking those words. Like, that's hideous, man.
And and Bill Clinton pushed it too. He said he wanted the same thing. And they that's what this new world order is about in the Georgia Guidestones, is to get it down to 500,000 people.
500,000 on Georgia Guidestones. And I love how they popped up overnight and no one knows. Like, dude, the kind of machinery you need to put a stone that big into place,
Yeah, of course it didn't just pop overnight. And the guy that lives on the land right there, he's like, oh, I just saw him putting it up one day, and that's all I know. Well, who were they? You didn't care who was putting it. Whatever. But
yeah, no, it's creepy. Georgia Guidestones are so creepy. And it's just creepy that it's there in writing. And then when you start telling people like, the majority of what they do is all about population control, like, no, man, you crazy. It's like, dude, they literally tell you. I mean, you read half these documents too. They make no bones about it,
No, and even people will argue with what Bill Gates said at that TED Talk when he literally said the population is growing. It's about 6.7 or 6.8 billion. He said in it to 9 billion. And I think we want to reduce it. And I think we can do that with vaccine and women's health.
Yeah, he said, if we do a really good job, that number will go down. It's like, and everyone claps. People aren't listening, really. I don't know if it's their fault, but it's like, no, actually think about what he's saying for a second. If we do a good job with vaccines, population will go down. Like, that's the last guy, and he had the patent on the coronavirus.
Oh, yep.
With, Pure Bright, like, with all that mess.
Then he's putting in $1 billion or $4 billion, I don't know, 100 billion, put in a bunch of money to get a vaccine and a cure for it. So, cause a crisis, come up with a solution.
Yeah, I trust that. I think they released it. I think something's going on in China that is mad creepy. Like those videos coming out where they're just spraying plumes of smoke. And there's a video that just came out where there's a drone going through, and it's a total ghost town. Did they just take out this whole town? Like, what is going on right now? I don't know.
And have you seen the drone that's flying up to people and telling people to get back in their house, asking them what they're doing out?
No.
Yeah, they're saying, what are you doing out here? You're supposed to be inside. Get back in your house. I mean, it's all in Chinese, but they put the subtitles. I mean, I got to assume the subtitles are correct.
I know sometimes with some of that stuff, you're like, all right, how is this? But Red Pill posted something. He shared something the other day I saw where they were showing like from a weather satellite or something. It was an emission of a certain element. I forget what the element was, but people were saying like that's what's emitted when people are cremated, and it was all concentrated right in Wuhan. And it was saying like to have like that much there would be something like 14,000 people being cremated at the same time. I mean, like, of course, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's happening, but you know, just stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming out of there, which is just.
And is it the dissidents or, you know, because they're getting rid of people that aren't even sick?
Well, what about Hong Kong? All those protesters, they're rounding up protesters. Is the whole thing fake? Are they just bringing the protesters there and killing them? Like, who knows what's going on? Who can trust anything coming out of China? Like, was there some years ago where they were like, oh, they had like the best breast cancer numbers in the world. And people were like, what are China doing? And they're like, they're lying. What do you mean? What is China doing? They're
not. They don't have to tell any kind of truth to us, and they're not. They're absolutely not going to. And then people are trying to say, oh, well, it's just like SARS that happened a few years ago. And I'm like, it seems to be more of a J curve of death. So the SARS was kind of like,
Yeah. Well, a lot of those I feel like were just fear campaigns, you know, like SARS and Ebola, everything's going to kill us. You know what I mean? And then, they go away. Like this kind of like, I kind of thought that's what this was going to be at first, but I don't know. Maybe they're just doing a better job. But some of the things is kind of concerning as it goes on.
Yeah, so I remember, I'm just kind of going back to the movie when I kept talking about this movie when I was in high school, I was angry, right? Like I was an angry high school kid. And I remember saying, I wish I could just take the whole school out. And I know the first person I'd do, and I would say those things, but never actually do those things. And so what put that in my head? Right? Yeah. What put that in my head? I had seen this movie numerous times from high school. Now,
things like that, planned things, ideas.
Sure. And the other thing is it's dark humor and it's got a lot of funny parts. Like I can take it for what it is now and I can laugh at it and it's hilarious to me. And there's a lot of people like when I was impressionable back then. Of course, I say impressionable. I would have never done it. It would have taken a lot more than that to make me want to actually. Now that I understand MK Ultra, I think there's something there to these school shootings and things. I think that's more the situation. But looking back, it certainly put an idea in my head that I wouldn't have thought of on my own.
Right. And so you just plan and they do it through humor. Oh, it's just a comedy.
It's
but
funny.
Satire.
For
most people, right. And I guess there's something to be said with that. Like, I still watch things from time to time and like I really liked Game of Thrones. And one of my friends was like, Game, how could you still watch that? That is off the rails with symbolism, especially like the last couple of seasons, like
child sacrifice, incest.
It's just one thing after another. And it's like, like one girl's talking in one scene, she's like, oh, wait, when I was with this one, and they're like, wait, you don't have marriage where you come from? And she's like, no, we just get whatever. And it's like, well, that's kind of nice. And I'm like, all right, well, that's anti-marriage program. Subtle things too. And, the girls are all, they're the real warriors. And like the guys who you've been following who are like really tough, they're like cowering in the corner. It's like, I have nothing against women being heroes, but some of this stuff, it's like, oh, get it.
It's out of proportion because if you look at the Terminator chick,
takes you out of it.
Tiny. You remember when Linda Hamilton back in the Terminator 2, and she was like, they buffed her up a little bit, but she was still tiny. Like there was nothing to her.
I still wouldn't mess with her though.
Well, and I'm not saying that being a tiny person means you can't fight a battle either. I'm just saying, generally speaking, if you're going to take a man who is trained for battle and a woman who's trained for battle,
more than likely, right? Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Is like they'll be coming out, and they're not just like beating up a regular dude. They're like taking on 7 Navy SEAls. You're like, what? Like, all right.
I'm Linda Hamilton from Terminator 2, and I can take on anyone.
Yeah, but
lots of symbolism in this movie too. Lots of the red and the black and the white, the gold.
Oh, totally. Oh yeah, but the point I was going to make is, to turn everything off and to stop watching sports and stop watching everything, which I was kind of going towards a little for a while, I kind of realized like, well, you know, that's kind of depressing and dark in itself. So it's like, you know, maybe I still watch, maybe not as much sports. Maybe I'm not watching everything, you know, but I'll still watch a Yank game here and there, or I'll watch a movie here and there. It's just, but just know what you're watching. Know what it is. So when that part comes up, you know, all right, this is blah, blah, blah programming. And, you know, then it has no effect. And once you know all these things are, they have no effect on you then. And you could finally start enjoying some of this stuff again, you know?
Exactly. I agree with you. What I like to tell people is you can still enjoy music. You can still enjoy movies unless you actually feel like it's putting something negative onto you. You know, if that's happening, leave. Like stop it, turn it off. And it does happen to me, but not that often. And I know to turn it off and I'm like, okay, I don't feel good about that. Or it's creating kind of a traumatic feeling in me. And I'm like, oh, I don't like how that's making me feel. Turn it off. If it's doing that, turn it off. But if it's a song you like, and I mean, heck, I call out Christian artists all the time, but I can't tell Christians you can't sing that song or enjoy that song. Or if you feel like you get the Holy Spirit from that song, they probably are. That's the thing is, God is bigger than all of it. God is bigger than everything. So you can't put yourself in a bubble. There's two types of Christians sometimes, you know. Well, here are two types. There's the ones that there's a demon behind every bush, and those people are usually legalistic, and they're going to tell you what to do, and they're going to tell you don't do this, don't do that, and then you're not going to want to listen to that person. And then there's the people that don't even believe in demons, right? And I'm talking in the Christian world. So you got to find a middle ground there and know that it's real, but they're not hiding behind every bush about to get you.
Right. Yeah, I feel like in life in general, and it certainly works for this, is just a parabola. You know, there's always the extreme here and the extreme here. You kind of want to find up here a little bit, find a nice middle ground. And, you know, like not everything is so cut and dry. You know, that's like a lot of people like, you know, it's the this or it's the that or it's the Catholics or this to this, or, you know, like that goes for anything. You know, it's the Muslims, it's the Jews. It's like, it's kind of complicated though. It's kind of the everybody. You know, I don't think there's one answer to a lot of these things. And
no. Yeah, there is. You know what it is? It's Satan. That's who it is. When you say they,
yes, all right, that is the all-encompassing answer for sure. Exactly.
And so and a lot of it's hijacking. It's a hijacking of the Hebrews. It's a hijacking of Catholicism. It's a hijacking of the charismatic movement. The charismatic movement may be goofy today, but it didn't always mean to be. Speaking in tongues is biblical. Just because somebody speaks in tongues doesn't mean there's some crazy charismatic group of people. And
that's a good point.
Evangelical churches have been snubbed for it. I mean, come on, pick a group, and it's been hijacked.
Yes, that's true. Exactly. That's what I was kind of thinking before. Like, I love ancient Egypt and the pyramids and all that stuff. And now it's like they've so taken over all this stuff. You know, you almost can't, you know, I'd be afraid to have anything in the background, especially shooting this video. Let's put it that way, you know. But it's like, oh, now all that stuff's bad. Like I used to like go into Intrinsic. But like to this day, I still would think it would be cool to own a sword. You know, I think that would be badass. Or bad. Not, I don't know what the non-curse version.
There's so many swear words in this. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna
sorry.
have things out and keep from it. I forgot.
But it's like, you know, they ruin everything. They freaking ruin everything. It's annoying, you know. So
the thing about Egyptian stuff is I think it's interesting and kind of cool to know because yes, there's a lot of demonic stuff behind it, just like it's not Christian, right? They're not following the God, the Hebrew Lord. It's going to be like that, whether it's Greek or Roman or Egyptian. What I find interesting is how much, if you really want to look at it, how much the Greeks stole from the Egyptians, the technology. And
really?
Yeah, and I did a video on that.
Shut up! What?
I know, right? I did, but anyway, I talked about how they took a lot of that and they changed what the Egyptian culture really was supposed to look like. Now, was I sitting there going, yay, the Egyptians are good guys? No, but it's interesting history. And it's good to know.
Sure.
The Greek are worse because they hijacked a system that already existed.
I think a lot of these things, like a lot of them, I've heard someone theorize that a lot of it are all just different iterations of like Nimrod, right? And the original Like that original stuff. I know some of it, I don't know so much, but like that
Babylonian,
Luciferianism is just the newest inception of just the ancient mystery religions and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, nothing new is under the sun. So how can we only blame the Egyptians? Anyway, I mean, yeah, it's just another sect of things, and yeah, I mean, I've heard that some of the stuff that people are putting on walls from different religions in ancient times have been done more recently and not even in the time. So he's like, who even knows anymore? Just like, whatever. I can only do so much research and I can only get to the bottom of so much.
That's another thing. It's like sometimes I see people arguing about things that happened like thousands of years ago. It's like, man, we can't even get straight what happened 50 years ago.
No,
you know, like it's cool to like talk both points, but like don't get mad. You know, it's not definitely one or the other. We don't know.
No, I have no idea. And the only thing I can do is pray for truth. And sometimes that turns into a bad situation because I can't, you know, I'm going to tell somebody, I'm sorry, I just don't think that's true. And they're going to go, why? I go, well, because it's a relationship I have with the Lord and that doesn't feel right to me. And I don't have any other argument. And so I try not to argue.
Sometimes you got to trust your gut. You know what I mean?
Sometimes, yeah, that's what we pray for discernment for, is to know this is not right. This is a problem. This is not good. I got to get away from this situation or this rabbit hole even. So yeah, arguing, we don't, again, looking at Tartaria, didn't you look at that a little bit? That could have been as recently as 150 years ago.
Yeah. It's like funny because it's every time I try to start going down it, there's not a lot of stuff. And that's the point. And that's kind of just saying that they tried, you know, there's some evidence that they started to erase that from the history books and like the turn of the century from the, you know, 19th going into the 20th century. It's like, why? You know, and the people think that those are like ancient, that a lot of those spires were ancient power towers. Like what you call it? Like Tesla was trying to do.
Right. Like the electric, everything was electrically run.
People think that's what a lot of the pyramids might have been, that those were ancient power, and I think of the, you know what I mean, like power plants, like ancient power plants.
They were built in a way, right? You know how they said, oh, we got into one and it had this weird,
it's like a shaft
tunnel.
That the light came
shaft.
out. Yeah. And
then all you have to do is look at Las Vegas. What does that pyramid do? It has a light that comes out the top. So they're doing something with that.
Good point. Yeah.
Doing something.
Well, that's what started Adam Weiss off with the Illuminati. He became obsessed with the Great Pyramid of Giza. And he was obsessed with like ancient writings and everything. It was writing all, and he felt that, you know, I don't know if it's clearly defined, but that he was like, there was some secret to the ancient world with the Pyramid of Giza. And that's how like he started everything around. So, I mean, there's something to it. It's definitely something. I mean, I would love to know it. It certainly wouldn't corrupt me. You know, I feel like all this stuff, this knowledge is known. I bet you the Vatican has all this stuff just locked away from the public, you know?
I mean, they have the Lucifer, what do you call it? The telescope Lucifer?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, well, like New Mexico or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Arizona, New Mexico, freaking everything seems to be in New Mexico. But the two telescopes, right? There's two telescopes on the same property that they share property. And one of the components of the one next to the Vatican's is named Lucifer. Right. And they're like, well, that's not actually owned by the Vatican. Well, you can hit one with a rock from the other one. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're linked up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, and that's, again, I have there's a channel called Church Militant, and it's a very pro-Catholic channel, and they point out all the problems of the Catholic Church. It's a great channel that angers some Catholics like my dad. He doesn't like it, but I'm like, but the guy's telling the truth. He's pro-Catholic. He's not an anti-Catholic.
Yeah, see, it's like we want to like clean these people out of God's house. You know what I mean? Like that like inspires me to go, you know, I don't know why, like clean house, man. That's what we expect of everyone else. You know what I mean? Like I get mad with like, you know, I know a lot of good Muslims, and it's like, hey man, call out the radicals. Yeah, I get, you know, maybe they were radicalized by, you know, we could argue who radicalized them and for what purpose. But right now they're a problem. Call them out, and people are starting to call, like Imam of Peace. He's great.
Yeah, I have seen him.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in a while because I'm starting that new Twitter account again.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't see him too much. Yeah, it's funny. I see more Twitter when people share screenshots on Instagram than what I actually see on my Twitter, you know?
Yeah. I know.
But
well, anything else you want to talk about that movie?
I would just like to make a point for the viewers, since this movie was about suicide, that just always remember, when you're at your lowest point, you can only go up. And I know it won't seem that way at the time, but think about it. You're free then. Life can only, well, if you don't care, if you were going to kill yourself anyway, then what do you care about these problems that were just bothering you? Just do whatever you want to do. Like, things can only get better, and then maybe not right away they won't get better, but you only can go up from there. And things will, I promise you, get better. That's the only thing I would like to say, since that's what that movie was about.
That's such a good thing that you did that you said that, because it didn't occur to me to even reach out in that way. But having been, I don't like to use the word victim, because that's a really bad way to term.
I know, yeah, I know you
say this, but my husband committed suicide, and I can tell you that everything you leave behind is, everybody's sad, everybody's devastated, it just turns worlds upside down. And it's certainly nothing like this movie portrayed, where you become the most popular thing. In fact, people forget about, except for the family, everybody else forgets about it after about 6 weeks, and they all move on with their lives, and it's as if it never happened. And so I'm saying that because I want people to know that that is the better way, is to be remembered. You'll be remembered by living and doing awesome things and being there for others. And the more you're there for others, the less you're there for yourself, and you don't sit in those dark places where you isolate. So just at least have one friend you can go to. And I'm somebody that prays with people. I'm willing to get on a phone call and pray with people. Or if you don't want to do that because you're just not ready for prayers out loud, I will type them out, I will text them out, and I'll ask other people to do the same thing. And I don't use names, I don't try to embarrass anybody, but we will pray for you, and it does help. It really does.
It does help. If the power of prayer is real. It's not, there's no way around it, you know.
Well, I have fun with you. I have fun doing this.
That was a lot of fun. Yes.
And I think we're good at movies. So maybe we'll, maybe not so far in between, but I know you're a busy guy. Maybe we can pick out another movie in the future.
I know. I'm very bad at time management. I'm always like I said, like, respect, man. I tried to do it. My last video, well, technically my second last video, but I just posted a meme last night. But I tried to do it where I had my tabs open and recorded in one shot. You know, I edited a touch afterwards, but maybe if I could get that format down, I could do a little more in between. But yeah, I do feel sometimes like some of these videos take me so long to, like, sometimes take me a week and a half just to script one. So that's why I know I can be like a little, drop off the radar sometimes, but definitely. And this was, and this is pretty easy, actually, this format.
It is easy. And the other cool thing is you don't have to do anything with it. I'll do all the editing and the work, but ever since
definitely cool.
I know. Ever since we watched Cowboys and Aliens, I've had so many connections of what that movie actually means. And you probably haven't seen it, but I did well, maybe you did. I did a video called Black Gold about the Orm gold, the orbitally rearranged metallic elements, or whatever it means. I can't remember.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think I did see that one. Yeah.
And so it creates it in like a helium where it rises. So because it's it's orbitally rearranged, instead of having the two normal like protons or whatever, only has one. I'm not a chemical expert. I don't remember. It's in the video.
Yeah, I know, but it's lighter than the air, so it'll.
So then it floats like helium. And the Sumerian mythology is a story about aliens coming from
Anunnaki
to get the gold and take it back to their planet. And I'm like, I didn't know that when we did that movie.
Oh, it's one of my theories on this planet is that it's really just a gold mining operation for extraterrestrials, but we don't need to get into that right now.
Yeah.
I have many theories. I like letting my head go to different places. I'm not married to one, but
yeah. I think it's cool that it comes around, that I'm able to go, wow, now I even more understand that. And we didn't have to understand it at the time to still like do it. You know how some people are like, oh, you missed this, this, and this, and this.
I know, yeah.
We didn't even know half of what we were watching. We're like, wonder what it all means.
Sometimes that's good when people say that. And then you can be like, hey, you look into those things and now you have a whole new video.
That's true. That's how you do more. There you go. That's how you do multiple videos. You start making your connection videos.
Yep. That's why I always read the comments. People leave really good comments. And people leave crappy comments too. But there's a lot of smart people out there on the internet.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to let you get on with your day, but I really appreciate this kind of scenario because it's fun. And you bring
Yes.
a lot of new viewers for me because you have a really good following and really good base. And that's nice too, because while we're on the same side of the subject matter, we talk about two very different things most of the time.
Oh, sure. There's definitely things that we have different theories on, but that's the fun of it. A lot of, we're all trying to figure this out. And, sometimes it's, it's fun to go back and forth with different things. But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun doing this. Just like the last time. So, it's not surprising.
All right.
But,
I'm going to say good night and peace to everybody.
okay.